Is this thing on? Guess what? I do a lot of get readies with me. I do all these random talks about sports. I talk about dating. So I said, why not make it into a podcast? Welcome to Higa's Playbook, where we talk about dating, sports, and life as a Seattle girl living in the Bay. Today, we're going to be talking about Week 7 in the NFL season, Seattle Seahawks versus the Arizona Cardinals. We'll talk about what went well, what didn't go so well, key players, and we'll give a special award at the very end. I'm your host, Alex Higa, and let's get into it. So the Seattle Seahawks came in at 3-2. Arizona Cardinals were 1-5. So this was a big game because it is a conference game. But even though the Cardinals are at the very bottom of our conference, I knew for some reason that they were going to kind of play to their level and it wasn't going to be a total shutout. But the Seattle Seahawks started off, as they normally do, looking great. The defense came out swinging. And, they just made Dobbs look like an average quarterback, which, sad to say, he is. We had some key players. Jake Bobo came out with a big 42-yard reception. Walker had great runs. They weren't super long runs, but they were great runs, and they added up. So they became key plays as well. Lockett continues to be a clutch player, continues to be a veteran player that just goes in, does the job, cheers on his teammates, and doesn't make any fuss. We love Lockett. Key rookies for Game 7 for us were obviously Jake Bobo, I just said that, but Jackson Smith and Jigba. He came out making plays, making first downs. It was wild, and it was great because he scored our first touchdown of the quarter and of the game. So we kind of took a while to score. There was 4:47 left in the first quarter. Jackson scored for us, and then DJ Dallas did fumble a punt return, which allowed the Arizona Cardinals to be on the Seahawks side. But then our defense held them to a field goal kick. So that at the end of the third quarter, the score was 7-3. All right, now let's start the second quarter. This is where things kind of maybe get a little exciting, but not really. I feel like the game was, I don't know. It wasn't the best game that we played. Arizona had a great first drive of the quarter, which led Dobbs to running a touchdown himself. I think it was like a 25-yarder, but he ran it himself. Now we're losing 10-7. But Dobbs scoring that running touchdown definitely woke up our defense because we can't let that happen. Why are we letting the quarterback score a touchdown from the 25-yard line? It just doesn't make any sense to me. All right, but as we're going on into this next drive, guess who was catching these balls? The rookie, Jackson Smith and Jigba. He kept scoring, or he kept going on and making all these plays, first down after first down after first down, and you literally could not stop hearing the announcers saying his name. Lockett got his first reception, which we love. Lockett will come in and make the plays whenever he needs to. Jake Bobo had a crazy catch in the end zone, which was called out of bounds, but Pete Carroll threw that red flag and challenged it, and later we saw that his little toe, or his big toe, I should say, was in before he went out. So Bobo and Jackson Smith and Jigba got their first NFL touchdowns, and that's the first time two rookies ever scored touchdowns since, I want to say, like Jermaine Kearse and don't say it. Well, it's been a while since then. So now the Seahawks are up 14-10. I also want to shout out the D-line. I was in a podcast with G. Scott and KJ a couple days ago, and we didn't really mention the D-line. We didn't mention the DNs. Are they part of the D-line? I don't know. All those guys in front of the defense. They were making plays, like Jarrell Taylor, Reed, all those guys were making plays, and it was great. Now the start of the third quarter. Are we ready? I took hella notes for the third quarter. In the third quarter, this is when a lot of our other tight ends, wide receivers were starting to make plays too. Like Parkinson's was making plays, Fant was making plays. And then here we go with our red zone shenanigans. Our play calling. I don't know what is going on with our play calling, but it's not working for us. KJ was saying we need to go north and south, not east to west. I don't understand all these play calls. Shotgun, I don't know what it is, but it's not working. We need to figure something out because it is hurting Geno Smith's confidence. He doesn't look confident out there anymore. We need to get it up. And I think a lot of people are talking about, should we bench him? Should we bring up our backup quarterback? But I don't think so. All right. So with that said, this end zone opportunity ends with a field goal. So now the Seahawks are up 17-10. But what I love about Pete Carroll is that he doesn't take players out just because they make a mistake. DJ Dallas fumbled that first punt return, and he came back, and a second and third punt return, he has returned them to get to the other side of the field. So love Pete Carroll for having confidence in his players, because with that, it brings confidence in them too, so that they can later perform like DJ Dallas was. And with that, we didn't convert it. Obviously, it was another red zone opportunity, but what happened? Geno throws a pick. Boo. We don't love that. But the next play, I will say, we were talking about Witherspoon and how he is playing lights out as another rookie. Our rookies are going off. I don't know if anybody sees this, but our rookies are going off. Witherspoon has a huge hit in the very next play after our interception. So I hope that receiver is okay, because I would not be okay. All right, we're going to start the fourth quarter off. The Seahawks get the ball back, but we had another turnover. There's a fumble after the hike. Is that what we call it? After the hike, there was a fumble. So, oh my gosh. We get lucky because the Cardinals miss a field goal. The Cardinals miss a field goal, so we get lucky. And then again, the Seahawks defense continues to light it up. Brooks has a hell of a game. This was probably his best game ever. We just kept hearing his name, and my dad and I were like, was that Brooks again making that play? So shout out to Brooks. You had a great game. KJ said that was probably your best game of your career. So let's keep it going. I feel like now the defense has finally figured it all out, and now our offense needs to figure it out. And I think Geno just needs to get his confidence again to keep it going. We have one more field goal to go up again, 20-10. Myers went for a 48-yarder, which was super clutch. At the end of the game, our defense sealed the deal. We had tons of sacks at the end. Jay Reed, who else had it? Darrell Taylor. And then we end the game with a win, and now we're 4-2. And I think that 4-2 suits us. 4-2 suits us very well. Let's focus on what didn't go well. Geno Smith, we need to work on some things. Our play calling in the end zone needs to get better. Our third down conversions need to get better. I talked about this before. We've had a 23% conversion rate on third downs, and it may be like 25% now. So I guess we're going up, but it needs to be at least like 75%. Or an 80% or 90 or 100% would be good too. But Geno needs to find his confidence again. He needs to find his swag. You looked swaggy pregame, so let's bring that swag to the field. Yeah? A couple of things I want to touch on. Did y'all see Dua Lipa's tweet? Are we allowed to call them tweets anymore? So she tweeted, fuck it, I need a tight end. She said, what's up, George Kittle? So, I mean, does that mean, do I need a tight end? Noah Fant, what's up? Do I need a tight end? Y'all, we're heading into week 8. The Browns are coming to town. And I don't know if y'all seen this, but I mean, I live in Niners country. It's awful. But the Niners recently lost to the Browns. And that makes me a little bit nervous because the Browns are coming off a 2-game win streak. And so I know they're feeling themselves. I know they're feeling good. But they also are coming to Seattle, which is a very tough stadium to play in. So I know they're getting prepared for that. I know I said this in KJ's podcast, and a lot of y'all commented, oh, all we talked about was energy, but energy is huge. So I think we need to come into this game with energy. Our defense needs to light it up again. Our offense needs to find that confidence. I'm rooting for our rookies again, Jake and Jackson. Let's get this W because we need it. And because in a couple weeks, we're playing the Niners. And the last thing I want to hear is these Niner fans, my coworkers in my ear about me losing. And we can't lose. All right, let's score in the end zone and let's continue to light up with our defense. And that was our recap for week 7, the Seattle Seahawks versus the Arizona Cardinals. We'll be back to recap week 8. I hope everybody had a great week. Mwah. Love ya. Bye.